Hey folks, Snake coming at you on a Saturday night. Tonight I'm going to do a bladestyle demo on this saber, which I've had up for sale for a little while, but just sold to a friend of mine. And so after we talked about what fonts and styles he wanted on it, I asked him if I could have his permission to sort of just do a demo of the config that's on here and then the styles that I put on here for him at his request. And he agreed. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one up and show you all what what a client-based config looks like. And so just a couple of caveats, not caveats, but a couple of side notes. So all the fonts that are on here are ones that he already owns. So none of these are pirated fonts. And the blade styles on here are either based off of Fett's template styles. I think there's only one on here that I actually built from the ground up. Most of these blade styles are styles that I've grabbed from Fett's template, up to maybe 6 months ago, and have just sort of tweaked on, modified, and played around with here and there. And based on what he wanted for each font, I basically sort of just had them laying around in my library and stuck them in there, did some final tweaks to make sure that some of the timings were cleaned up. And I think there was only one font on here that I didn't have a style for based on what he was asking. And that's the last sound font in the list, which is Hishkiten from Predator. He asked for an orange smoke blade, which is not a blade style that I've ever put together before. So got to put together an orange smoke blade tonight. That was kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, let's get started. So there's about 13 fonts on here with 13 presets, rather. And a lot of them are Lord of the Rings. And actually, I don't think there's a single Kyberphonic font on here. We have Legion from Blue Force, Ancient Integration, I'm not sure who makes that. Then there's a Nazgul font, Dark Space from Blue Force, Arbiter from Reaver's Arsenal, Wild Space from Blue Force, Supreme Leader 7 from Kasith, Induction from Kasith, Cyber Assassin from Blue Force, Exegol from Blue Force, the Black Hand from, I think that's also Reaver's Arsenal, Ignition Redux from Blue Force, and then Hishkiten from, I think that might be Syndicate, or Repulse, I forget which, I think it might be Syndicate. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to dim the lights and let's get started.
Ancient integration.
Get back to the front here.
Legion.
Alright, so this is Legion. And this is, this is going to be the Eye of Sauron blade style. So this is, the one he wanted was Fett's initial Eye of Sauron, the one without the eye. That's just sort of that tricolor red flame blade. And I dig this blade style a lot. I like the oranges in here. So the only modifications I did to this one is I put a little bit more red in here. I sort of swapped the orange and yellow values for red, so it's basically running an orange, red, dark orange, I think, and then white. And then I put in a custom lockup, which is essentially an Eye of Sauron lockup. So if you notice, there's a little eye in the middle of the lockup. I'll show you that again. But then that's got a pretty slow wiping. I forgot what exact value it is, but it's like a 2,000. It's like a 2,000 wiping. So I wanted something really slow. 3,200, yeah. So it's pretty slow. It's ancient integration. Now I've never heard this font before, but it's pretty cool. Now for this one, he had wanted a red surging pulse. So that's what I gave him. Now this does have a little bit of a swing. It's a fire swing using a cutting edge, so it's just on the top 40% of the blade. I like surging pulse styles, really cool, very active. Whoops. All right, and then let's see what's next here. It's a Nazgul sound font, and this is by Repulse. So I originally what he asked for on this one was like a blue real flame blade, like blue fire. And so what I asked him was, I told him, I said, well, you know, I've done up a tricolor flame blade already for my daughter's dragon font that I did for her birthday a few months ago. And I said, I think it would look really well on this one. She said, can I throw it on there? He's like, yeah, sure. So this is my, this is from Fett's Real Flame Blade template. So this is, it has that responsive where it comes up the blade. And it's running green on the bottom, teal in the middle, and then blue on the top. And that has a bottom-up retraction. Let me try that again. So next one on the list.
Dark space.
And this is a blue rolling pulse. And that's got a spark tip on the ignition and retraction. I think it's got a emitter flare too. Okay, so this is a fun one. So this is Arbiter. This is from Reaver's Arsenal. And what he asked on this one was for an erratic, unstable teal blade. And I just so happened to finish a huge list of teal blade styles not a few days ago. And one of them happened to be an erratic blade that runs an emitter flare with that FET's emitter flare that runs sparks from the base to the tip, which sort of adds to that, in a random pulse, so it adds to that sort of erratic. So I'm not sure if you can tell on the camera. The camera might be washing it out. But essentially, every time you see a pulse here, it's shooting like white sparks up the blade. You can sort of see it if you look in that painting in the back. You can see how the white is sort of shooting up the blade. So yeah, this is a neat style. Admittedly, the white is a little bit hard to see against the teal because they're both such really bright colors, but it's still a neat effect. And I like that blade style. I'm glad you asked for that one.
Wild space.
And so this is, he wanted the Death Star Blast blade style from FET's library for this one. So, and also I just happen to have a version of that. So. Now this version is not vanilla. When I took this version a little while back for my Project Stardust font, I did do some modifications to it. So I added a wick emitter style. I also modified the clashes and the blasts. And then I also modified the transition colors on the lockup. So it's using like a light purple on the transitional colors in the lockup for that, which I think works really well. And then either the flash on clash or the blaster block, I'm using a green yellow. And then this does a bright swing on the force effect. And then it does a disassemble on the retraction. Supreme Leader 7. So this is actually the blade style that I built pretty much from the ground up, and this is the one I built for Exegol. So if you've seen my Exegol blade style demo video, this is the style that I built for that. But in this case, based on what he was asking for, it matched this one.
You must die.
So this is an unstable red pulse blade. Excuse me, let me share I'm sorry. So, yeah, this is an unstable. It's got a white emitter flare. It's got like a 60% fire swing. I think it's got a force effect. I think it's also got a summon effect. Alright, and this one's Induction from Blue Forge. Or excuse me, from K-Sith. This is it's a blue smoke blade. It's got a little bit of unstableness on the swing, just a touch. Cyber Assassin. And this is a blue flame blade. Which I also put a Summon Lightning hilt release effect on here as well. Which does a blinking emitter. I think it's doing a full blade lock up for the lightning block. Seemed to work well with this one. This is Exegol.
What could you give me?
And this one is actually another one of my custom unstable blades. It's an unstable red. I've used this on a couple of different fonts. The one I had on this one by default up until recently was the Senate from KSIF. It's got Kylo Rage's force effect. So this is actually doing a lightning summon as well, but the lightning summon, I did this in an orange red, and so what happens is when you do the lightning summon, you'll see a very, very faint orange red lightning summon go across the blade, and then what it does is it does a swing boost into orange red for about 10 seconds. So you can barely notice the difference. So I'll show you again, see if you can tell. See that? And then right now you're in an orange-red blade. That's just that's like an audio flicker, but you can see the unstable below it. Because there's no fire swing. But then when it wears off, the fire swing comes back. And we start a bright white power down. And then this is Fett's Sauron version 2, the bladestyle. And this is for the Black Hand. Who did this? I forgot who did this sound font. Oh yeah, Lord Reaver. So this is also from Reaver's Arsenal. So this is the demo version of Fett's I have Sauron style, so it's got, you can twist to open or close the length of the eye. So you can do that by twisting, and then you do blade angle control to move the eye up and down the blade. That was pretty cool. And then ignition, and with this one, what did you ask for with this one? Oh, that's right. You're going to like this one. So, this is a red unstable flame blade with a faulty ignition preon. And this is the blade style that I normally use for Crossguard V3. And then I just switched. I muddled with the ignition timings just a little bit to speed it up on the preon. So. Lots of flame blades. Love it. And that one actually has a spark tip as well, except the spark tip on this one is a dark orange. And then this is the last one in the list. This is Hishkatan from Predator. This is an orange smoke blade. Did I use the cycle up for the ignition. It's got a nice emitter flare on this one. This is a really good choice. So this is the only style that I didn't have already in my library, so I just went ahead and put that one together. But I gotta say, you have good taste in smoke blades, sir. This works really well. It's, okay, so that's your config, and this is your saber. So just wanted to make note of a couple of things. First, I know we talked about putting a preon on that last one. So I have a preon for that style, but it's currently commented out because adding that preon essentially put the Profi board memory over by like 700 bytes, 900 bytes, something like that. So I'm going to try seeing if I can find a different preon that takes up less memory and see if I can keep it still under 99% or under 100%. So I'm going to work on that, see if I can't fix that. And if I can't, then I may go through some of the other configs and see what I can trim or alter to get that memory back down under 99 so that we can get you everything you want on the config. Then the last thing that I wanted to mention to you is I know that, so this is a Vire Sabers build your own, and I know that maybe a couple of weeks back, Tyler over at Vire started announcing that he had Smuggler's Outpost 24mm speakers in stock, specifically to outfit and upgrade on Profi cores that are LGT. So if that's something you want done on this, I can reach out to Tyler and see if he can do that for this core before shipping it off to you. If not, I'll just send it straight out to you. But I wanted to mention that to you in case that was an upgrade option that you might want to do, you know, with Vire to maybe amp up your speaker on the core a little bit. So other than that, this is basically just the standard LGT Profi Core V2. I've had this one for 2 months, maybe 2.5 months. So it's not very old. It's pretty new still. Anyway, thanks for buying the Saber and for doing business, and always a pleasure. I love doing these configs for folks. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely like the most fun part about about selling sabers to folks. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments about the config, anything you want done at the last minute, just go ahead and let me know before I package this thing up and ship it out to you. All right, man. Take care. May the force be with you.